What up? What up? We are sipping on G1M Sport by BPN. And if you don't know what BPN is, it stands for Bear Performance Nutrition. And we are on the way to the gym. It's 5:16 right now. And yes, this is late. This is late for me typically when it comes to, my morning workouts and, me waking up at 4 a.m. and stuff like that. Jesus, come on, man. The thing that stinks about this camera, it has like a low light function, but it doesn't face track in the low light function, so it's kind of meh. But anyway, so we're on our way. We have upper body today, but again, gotta hit some runs, gotta get the body rolling. My legs are still extremely sore. Not really my legs, really it's my glutes that are really sore from, I honestly think it was the walking lunges from the other day, but yeah, we're gonna go and we're gonna hit some upper body. We're gonna hit upper body 2 days in a row, actually. We're gonna hit upper body today, and we're gonna hit upper body tomorrow. We're going to hit lower body on Saturday, and then rest on Sunday. Why am I drinking G1M Sport? Because I am going to run before I lift today. And I know, for me, I can lift fasted. I'm good lifting fasted. I like lifting fasted because I don't have to worry about so much being in my stomach. And, honestly, I do have better lifts when I lift with food in my system. Like, I feel stronger and stuff like that. I can't lie. But I'm okay lifting fasted. Like, I feel like lifting fasted for me, I worry about less and I feel less, and but do I feel stronger when I lift with food in my system, at least like a throughout the day food in my system? Yeah, absolutely. I used to lift in the afternoons when I power lifted, and that was kind of just strategic. But when I lift for pump and when I lift for feeling nice and jacked, honestly, I lift better fasted. And some people can't do that. I know me, as I've gotten older, I've had a harder time lifting fasted. I had a lot, there was one time I had like an episode of hypoglycemia because I had nothing in my system, and I was like, yo, I don't feel good right now. And I think I had never felt that feeling of hypoglycemia, and it turned into, me kind of panicking and running to the hospital, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but yeah, that's my horror story of lifting fasted. But a lot of me lifting in the past is always fasted, especially in the morning. Like, I don't want to wake up, if I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m., I don't want to wake up at 3:30 to force myself to eat something because my stomach isn't going to be awake and aware for that meal that I'm going to be eating. It's just not a comfortable feeling when I eat that early or when I eat that close to me waking up. I'm just not that person. I broke down to you guys a little bit about my morning schedule and like the things that I do before I leave. I didn't really get like fully in depth with you when it came to that. So for about 5-10 minutes every morning, we talked about the timing of it, but for about 5 to 10 minutes every morning, I read my Bible. I read one chapter out of my Bible, and then I pray. I pray, and honestly, with me, I pray in such a conversational way. That's just the way that I like to do it. And in praying, in reading my Bible, I told myself that I can't listen to music before I do anything else. Like, I can't listen to music before I do my readings and before I pray and before I talk to God. And I've really kind of stuck by that. Now, there are times where, for instance, I'm in a rush and I have Sammy's car and I forget to read my Bible or read even my Bible app because my Bible's on my dashboard in my car. So I don't typically, that's probably like my one-off time that I don't do it, and I should still find a way to do it in those times. But I think honestly, because the Bible's like not right in front of me, I just forget. I forget, and as bad as that sounds, that is why I make an effort to put things in front of me, because I know where my attention span lasts and where it is, and so anyway, that's that. It's 5:24. We'll be at the gym probably by about 5:30, run until 6, lift from 6 to 7, and get on with our day. So let's do it. All right, so today's my second lower body day of the week. First day we had upper body. Second day we had lower body. Wednesday we rested. Thursday we did push-pull. Friday was kind of like an active rest day because when you do arms only, it's really not that taxing. So we did arms on Friday just because, you know, that's my thing. And then today is Saturday, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit some heavy deadlifts. But before we start the heavy deadlifts, we are going to do a little bit of a Metcon. We're gonna do 6 rounds, 10 calories on the assault bike, 5 seated box jumps, 10 med ball slams. After that, we're gonna rest about 30-ish seconds and go right back into it. Let's get it. And to make sure I keep everything legit, we're gonna have the stopwatch running right here. So we're gonna press start right now, and let's go. Oh my God. $11.3 to $21.3. $21.8. $31.8. Whoa. $32.6.
Come on. 42.6. Oh. 2 more rounds. 2 more rounds. 43.4. Oh. Just close your eyes and keep pedaling, bro. 53.4. Last round, best round, let's go. Let's go, last round, boy. Let's go, 54.6. Yes, 64.6. Come on, crank these out, let's go. Come on. Oh my God. Oi. Oh, I'm so out of shape. Everybody wants to talk about how just because I ran a half marathon, I'm in shape. No. The thing with a half marathon is you can run it at your own pace. And like when you look at my data from the half marathon, I think I touched heart rate zone 5, like for a total of less than a minute. This type of stuff for me, HIIT cardio, way harder. Way harder. All right, I'm gonna catch my breath. I'm gonna warm up some deadlifts, get after it, do some accessories and call it a day. All right, so kind of like what I said when I was benching the other day. You know, when I do these little HIIT sessions as a intro to the workout, what it does is it allows me to kind of go into the rest of my lift without having to do a bunch of warm-up sets over and over and over and over again. My legs are warm, my core is warm, my back is warm, and now I can just go straight into doing a few reps, working my way up. Obviously, I'm not gonna jump straight into, 300 pounds, 400 pounds, but, we can still just kind of use that circuit to help us into this. This will be my first working set. And yes, I'm using straps because I don't care. So here's my second working set, 365 for 3. A 2-minute rest in between. I'm gonna go 365, 405, 435, 455 if all goes well. Hoping to hit 455 for a top triple. Easy. I think the biggest thing for me is I need to remember to remain patient. I never crossed the 600 bridge, but I lifted upwards of 580, and I feel like when I jump back into these heavy compound movements like squat, deadlift, bench, coming from a powerlifting background, I expect so much out of myself. I don't give myself a chance to get there. And what I mean by that is I expect so much out of myself. I push myself to get there on day one or in week one, and then next thing you know, I don't listen to myself well enough, and I don't listen to my body, and I keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and next thing you know, I end up hurting myself, and then I don't go back to the movement for, X amount of time, because I'm like, man, I hurt myself doing that. And it's funny because I have students that do that here at the school, and I try to talk them out of that. I'm like, don't feel like you have to, don't be scared of such a movement, when at the end of the day, I'm just a big hypocrite, and I'm also too scared of stuff like that. But really, it's about establishing a base, leaving your ego at the door, and, kind of feeling it out. If this 405 moves in a way that I'm not comfortable with, I'm just gonna be like, all right, cool. Like, I'm just gonna leave it. And, I think it's really, again, just about trusting in myself and my body and listening to everything and just giving it time. Give it time. Yeah, 435, top set triple. I was gonna go to 455, but again, listen to your body. Don't do anything stupid. So we're gonna chill here. If this ends up being an RP8, so be it. Let it be an RP8. But I don't want this to be an RP8 and then I jump to 455 and it be an RP11 and I die. So, yeah. Nope, we're calling it. That first rep was like an RP9. So, and this is beltless. Again, I'm establishing a good base. I know if I would have sent it on 2, it wouldn't have ended pretty. So we're gonna cut it there. Okay, so in the program, it was 5 sets of 3 for a total of 15 reps of volume. Now, I know where I just kind of put myself in regards to those, in regards to that last set, that last little 435 for 1. What that did was that put me at an RP9 at 1 rep. What I want to do is I want to make up for that volume while still kind of giving myself that same challenge, right? So what we're gonna do is we dropped down to about 80% of that 435, and we're gonna hit this for 5 reps, 350 for 5 reps to make up for those 5 reps of lost volume. But also what this does is I track it, and later on when I have to hit another 5x3, I know how to pace my reps just a little bit better, and hopefully I can get to that 435 or 455 for 3 in a smarter acclimation as I get stronger through the program. So we're gonna make an adjustment, kind of adjust things on the fly, no biggie, and still get the work in. Easy money. All right, next up, this bad boy. There was a time when I could do like 6 straight reps on here. There's a time when I could do 5 reps and then be toast. There's a time when I could do multiple sets of 5, but this is an Achilles heel of a machine. I have 4 sets of 3 GHRs with a 1-minute rest. Oh, let me fix this. Ugh. All right, let's get it. Oh, boy. Oh. Whoa! That was not expected. Dang, man. I'm weak. Let's try it again. Oh my goodness. All right. Holy cow. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it's because of the deadlifts or what, but your boy is weak. Wow, I'm like disappointed. Okay, here's what we're gonna do instead. All right, so I actually tried to do a weighted GHR, eccentric GHR with the 25-pound plate, and I couldn't even get to 10 seconds. Couldn't do reps, can't do concentric reps, couldn't do it with the 25-pound plate. So again, eating my humble pie, we're just gonna do body weight for now, and we're gonna try to hold a very strict 10 seconds on the way down. We got 3 more sets, let's do it. I'm gonna just chill up here. I'm not even gonna move. This won't even be like a true 1 minute rest. I'm like really disappointed. Because like I said, I used to be able to do these for a good amount of reps, and I mean, maybe I'm heavier now than I was before. I don't know. There's really no excuse, but like I'm kind of pissed. But that's what makes us better. Get pissed off about it, do something about it, get better at it, and get after it. All right, let's go. I think that's another thing, again, about like recording on YouTube and recording stuff for Instagram. Instagram, quick hits. And the quick hits need to be good hits, right? Like, I need to be able to do something really incredible, I guess, to post it on Instagram and you know, get the likes and stuff like that. Like, if you post something subpar, at least for my followers, it's boring and nobody pays attention. Whereas, if you post something big, you know, me doing a GHR with 25 pounds added to me for 5 reps, that's the stuff that people are gonna be like, oh my God, that's cool. Even though people probably don't care, but you get what I'm saying. So if I post myself doing a 10-second eccentric with just my body weight, I feel like people are gonna be like, so I could do 10 reps with my body weight concentrically. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. All right, last one. Okay. Okay, so we were supposed to go up to the field. I was running late. As you know, I'm in the sports and performance world, and Utah State University was here, and I was going to go up. They're practicing at our field. They have a game later today against UNLV. But they were practicing at our field, and it just started downpouring, and when I was walking up, they were like, the people that I know were like, hey, they're about to leave. And I was like, oh, okay, so then I'll just come back down. So I was supposed to go up there and watch them, just practice a little bit, you know, just be around a D1 program, but, you know, all is all right. It's dumping over here. It's pouring. We are going to go home, hang out with Atlas for a little bit. I do have therapy at like 1 o'clock. Because, you know, your mental health is just as important as your physical health. Don't forget that. And so I got therapy at 1 o'clock, just a little check-in. And then I will be going to the UNLV game at Allegiant Stadium against Utah State at about 4 with my cousins, my brother, my nephews, and some other friends. And so we're going to go and just have a good time tonight. Addie and Sammy are going to go hang out with Sammy's aunts, uncles, and cousin and stuff like that. So that's the breakdown for the rest of the day. I will bring you guys along with me to Allegiant Stadium, and yeah, I'll see you guys there. All right, so long story short, I'm walking to a gun range that's near Allegiant Stadium. I was with my brother, my nephews, my cousin, and we were watching the game. But they wanted to leave at halftime, and I didn't because, you know, go Rebels. And, you know, I I'm a fan. So I was like, all right. And then I coordinated with Sammy to leave a little bit later. She's coming to pick me up, but I'm walking now. It was pouring a little bit, but it's not too bad now. Now it's just kind of crisp in the air. But this is a perfect time to sign off. Look at the strip in the background. You can even kind of see, like, I think that's the Northern Lights. And that sounds crazy, but the Northern Lights have been showing here in Vegas. So with that, I do want to say thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Honestly, like, first video this series got, I think, like, as of today, 17 views. Second video got 4 views. But delayed gratification. We're gonna work for something. And yeah, so what better way to get our steps in than like this, leaving a UNLV game where they're up, I think 14-13. And yeah, so with that, thank you guys for watching. Go Rebels. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.